So last week I read Ship of Fools by Richard Paul Russo. I did another video on that, so I don't want to repeat what I've said previously, so before watching this video you might want to check this out actually. So we're following the ship, the Argonauts, navigating through space, wandering aimlessly through space, and we're mainly following this one guy, Bartolomeo. But yeah, the Argonauts is receiving two different, not really call for help, just transmission, essentially a signal from a distant planet. They go there to investigate. Everybody on that planet is dead, actually. Yeah, it's really gruesome. This is where the horror in my mind was shaping up, essentially. There's not a lot of horrors to it, but that's one of these times where horror shines into this book and really, get your attention as to what's going on, like what is happening and everything. So meanwhile, while they're on the planet, after some time they receive another signal, and it's taking them to this alien spaceship in space, essentially. They investigate the spaceship, and that's taking a lot of time to actually investigate because there's a lot of casualties. A lot of people die trying to see what's up with that ship. And finally, Bartolomeo comes into this room where there's a lot of dead people once again. So it turns out the aliens were killing everybody. It's not clear if they're using humans as food or what, because they have all these remains, or are they trophies? It's not really clear, that part, but I really enjoyed that it's not clear. It's up to interpretation, actually. And also, we don't know what the aliens thinks or feel, and this is something that I really enjoyed, that the author here is not trying to make them more human or whatever. They're aliens, so we cannot start to understand them actually because it's alien to us. So yeah, I really enjoyed that actually. So as I said previously, we don't know what their goal was with us, and this is something that I really enjoyed. Once again, even near the end, it's not clear if they really wanted to hurt us. Is the dead just, were they just trying to communicate with us and we just died? It's really weird, all of that. So the story that it reminded me of, so at the end of the last video I said it reminded me of another story that I just didn't want to talk about because I would be spoiling things. It reminded me of The Thing. Essentially, the aliens are shapeshifters and they can take the appearance of somebody else. So it reminded me of The Thing, but without the paranoia. Here it's not, they're not thinking, oh, who's the thing? Are you real? Are you an alien or something? We don't really have that here in the book, and I'm okay with this because I think it would be just a bit too much. There's other stuff happening within the book, and that would have just maybe, took us to another place and not really follow with the story and all of this. So I really enjoyed that no matter what. Because the book is not trying to be The Thing. Also, it just took that inspiration, the shapeshifter thingy, and I really like that, as I said once again. So most of the crew, so after, the two spaceships got connected to each other, so the Argonauts and the alien spaceship, and the final things that they decided to do is to abandon the ship, leaving some crew member on the ship and just do a space jump. I don't know how to describe it more than this. It's just essentially just kind of teleporting the ship to someplace else. So doing a jump, quote unquote. So most of the crew escapes and they decide to head for the planet. We don't know if they succeed to get back to the planet. We don't know what's happening because that's kind of not really the point of the book. Understanding, not understanding, but knowing if they got there or not, because the book is mainly about, as I said in the previous video, about faith, about God and Satan. So it's kind of, since the ending is open and there's no sense of closure or anything, it's as if, the question of good and evil will never end. It's still not over, and it's up to interpretation, and we might just never will understand the quote-unquote origin of evil. And this is something that I really enjoyed and that I can get behind, because at one point you have these people that thinks that evil is within the humans, and others are just putting the blame on Satan or something like this. And if you do good, then it might come from God or something like this, because we cannot be inherently good, it looks like. So I really enjoyed that, and the whole aspect of the religion about the ship having this power, and kind of the bishop wanting to have more power than he already has. I really enjoyed that. It's kind of a statement on religion in my mind. But that being said, even if in the religion you have men of power that just want to have more power, that does not take anything from the fact that religion can do good, actually. So I really enjoyed that. I really felt like the author didn't have an agenda. He wasn't trying to force us to his point of view. He just wanted to keep the discussion going, and I really like that when authors do that. In my mind, good authors are able to just question enough as to not put themselves in the spotlight, but just what are your thoughts on that, and discuss about it, because my interpretation of the book could be different from somebody else, maybe somebody who is in a religion and has these thoughts, essentially. So I really enjoyed all of that. Even the question of God, and in the scope of us being us being a space society. So how, if we evolve to that point, are there still going to be religious people? I do think so, because God will just shift. Instead of being in heaven, like in the sky or whatever, he'll just be someplace else in the universe. And that could be, their goal of the organist. Maybe it's trying to find God or whatever, and they're just wandering aimlessly in space to find just that. And instead of finding God, they discovered the devil or whatever. I don't know. It's just, once again, one of my interpretation. But as the book asks, what is devil? What is evil? So yeah, it's a really good book. That's it about this book. As I said, once again, I really enjoyed it. I couldn't put it down. I just connected, on a personal level with the book. I really liked it. Right now I'm reading The Dark by James Herbert. So this is the third book I'm reading by James Herbert. I'm almost midway through right now. I'm really liking it. It starts slow, but when the the action picks up, it does pick up, and it's really good. So that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next one.